Hi there guys, it's Martyn here, and welcome back to another episode of the Sunday Catch-Up, episode 37 I think we're on. I actually lost my train of thought there. I think it's 37, but I could be wrong. And before we get into your questions, of course, now let's do the weekly recap. So on Tuesday we had part 3 of the Now review, looking at Now That's What I Call Running. That's looking at the 2 most recent installments, 2017 and 2018. Will there be a Now Running on CD for 2019? Who knows, I guess we'll just have to wait and find out for that one. On Wednesday we had the latest episode of Video Scaries, this taking a look at the 1977 informational film Apaches, which they may have got away with it back then, don't know if they've got away with that now, but it's still an interesting look, so please give that a watch. And on Friday we had the latest episode of the IDENT review, where we took a look at Challenge IDENTs, specifically the 2008 set and the 2011 sets. The later sets I may cover in future videos, as I said, so please stay tuned for that, but I know Challenge is something a lot of you had wanted or requested, so I hope it's something you enjoyed. Also, before we get into it, I'm shooting this at night. I tend to shoot Sunday catch-ups in like the morning, early afternoon, so I get a bit of the natural light as well. I'm doing it in the evening this time. I'm trying to get a bit of light. It's not that good. I might just be better with it off. So there we go, lighting aside, let's get into your questions. So first up we have Scrambled59, who says, what is your favourite game on the Switch? My favourite game, it's probably a standard one, but at the minute it's Smash Brothers. I mean, I'm still playing it, I'm still having a lot of fun with it, but there are a lot of great titles on Switch that you should try and get your hands on. One I've enjoyed recently actually is, I think it's pronounced Sin Mora EX. That's a really good game and you can get it for cheap, so check that one out for sure. And 2, will you do an After These Messages on the ads Jim Henson made for Wilkins and Red Diamond Coffee? Well, it's not ads I'm familiar with, so I'd probably have to do my research on those, but I'd definitely consider them for an After These Messages. I've already got next episode of that planned, so you'll just have to wait and see what that one is. Hasanain Junaid has a few saying, Riz Ahmed and Felicity Jones will be great couples in movies, so what genre it will be? Well, I mean, what, they were together in Rogue One, so let's say action. 2, what's your favourite fizzy drinks? I've always been a Diet Coke drinker, not sure why, but Diet Coke or Mountain Dew. And 3, have you heard Once Upon a Time the TV shows? If so, what do you think? As in, have I watched them? No, it's not really my sort of thing, so no, sorry. DragonMan2455 says, so if there was any IDENT set you could also bring back for each of the UK's television channels, which ones would you choose and why? That is an interesting question. BBC One, I'd bring back the Globe, probably from the early 90s, the virtual Globe. I think that would probably work somewhat still in today's climate. BBC Two, obviously it's got to be like the Personality 2, not the Personality 2s, although they'd be welcome return. You know, the 2s from the 90s as well, the most iconic of the brand. For ITV, their logos haven't really impressed me. I actually like what they're doing at the minute with ITV Creates. Channel 4, well, it's got to be the, you know, multicoloured block structure somehow. I really like that. Channel 5, I couldn't really care less for Channel 5, so sorry. Anglophile HQ4 has a few, being, what is your favourite cartoon series from Aardman Animation? If you just mean any of them, I mean, Wallace and Gromit series, fantastic series, but pretty much anything Aardman makes is brilliant, so you should definitely go and watch their stuff. 2, what is your favourite Video Scaries episode? The best one, I did really enjoy making Protect and Survive, that was a really cool one to work on, but I also like delving into the Max Headroom situation, because that always sort of fascinated me, so it was kind of cool to dip my toes in that one. And 3, which is worse in your opinion? Bad reality shows, cheaters or haters? I can't tell if they're 2 separate shows or if you mean are cheaters and haters worse than bad reality shows. Let's just say this, all of them are bad. Reality shows I don't like, I think they're pretty bad anyway, and cheaters, haters, yeah, all bad. Some more questions were, do you like CBBC or CITV? Mainly CBBC. And 2, have you considered doing a best of episode of the IDENT review? I haven't really thought of a best of, it's not something I'm interested in doing that much. Maybe later down the line, but I've still got a lot of ideas for now. Harvey Richards says, can you do a brief history on the digital switchover? That's a very interesting topic to do. That might be its own little video. I mean, a brief history, it would be very brief, that one. So, it might be its own little video. Don't know whether I put it under the brief history banner, but it's something I'd be interested in covering. BR and GWRT Trainiac Productions says, have you ever heard of a YouTuber named Jeffrey Kitts? Nope. And 2, what do you think of Peter and Henry Fonda? Both good actors in their own right. I've seen Henry Fonda in things like, I think it's The Wrong Man, the Alfred Hitchcock film, and My Darling Clementine. And Peter Fonda, you know, in stuff such as Easy Rider, Future World, even Thomas the Tank Engine and The Magic Railroad. They're both fine actors, yeah. Not my favourites, but they're good. Melt, review BBC News 24 countdowns? Possibly will. I am Robtastic says, have you ever watched Headphones UK reviews on YouTube? I haven't really heard of the channel, to be honest. 2. Would you rather read a graphic novel or watch an adaptation of the same title? Probably read it. I mean, I enjoy graphic novels and they just seem to tell the story so much better. Anytime movies have attempted to adapt a graphic novel, it just hasn't worked out the same way. And 3. Could you do a UK TV Gold ident review, please? UK TV Gold has been proving at the minute some of the hardest idents to do research on and gather together. So I am thinking of doing UK TV Gold. You'll just have to bear with me there. DJ Rodney says, have you a movie called Cat People? Nope. Do you play video games on the internet with an emulator? No, absolutely not. I prefer the actual things. If I'm playing games, I've got to have the system, I've got to have the game, physical if possible. I don't really use emulators online. Space Shark Productions says, what ident is the worst ident of all time? I couldn't pick a definite worst, but if you had to like shortlist it, the 2 for BBC 2 from 1986, that's definitely up there with just being lazy. And it is, I mean, you look at it, it's just a very lazy effort. Also, do you plan to do an ident review on the BBC One Circle idents? Yes, actually, the Circle idents are some idents I've actually wanted to cover for a long time. The only problem is, I worry it'll be like a BBC HD situation where you make it and then the copyright bots will get me, and then that's a week where you guys don't get an ident review, and I wouldn't want that, so I'd say bear with me on that one and we'll just have to see. Real Oliver 9912 says, will you make a brief history on Rare? Oh, Rare, what a good company that would be. Do you know what? That's a contender. I like that idea. And actually I've had a similar question about a brief history on video game developers from Kevin's Own TV, who says, make a history on UK video game developers. Yeah, do you know what? UK video game developers like Rare? It's not a bad idea. Kevin's Own TV also had another question saying, do you want to review the idents of E4 and Film 4 in one video? Well, I already covered E4 in an earlier episode of the ident review, and I think if I was going to do Film 4, I'd try and keep that separate, so maybe I'll do a Film 4 one sometime. Tai Vong says, do you go to any form of school? No, not anymore. I'm all graduated, I'm living that adult lifestyle now. Can be difficult, but no, my schooling days are done. And 2, do you play HQ Trivia? I did last year, sort of around April, May when it was first out, but I just lost interest in it, just didn't hook my attention, sadly. L2 Holdings says, how are your videos edited? Just by simple editing software on iMovie. iMovie, by all accounts, is not the best editing software, but for what I need to do, it's fine. Time Lord Master 108 has a few. Do you feel that the rhythm and movement idents on BBC One get far too much hate? I'd rather have them over oneness. So would I, to be honest. Yeah, I think rhythm and movement gets a lot of flack, but you got to remember at the time, when it debuted in 2002, it was the first main break away from any sort of BBC Globe, and I can see why that would have been a big shift, but yeah, I think now they should be appreciated a lot more. 2, have you ever watched Family Guy? If so, what do you think? Yeah, I used to love Family Guy back in the day, not so much anymore. I feel it was very much one of those phase sort of TV shows, as in when I was a teenager, the sort of edgy humour and cutting style really appealed to me. But when I got to like 17, 18, it's just not as funny anymore. And 3, could you do an ident review for CITV? Again, another tricky bunch of idents to gather information for, but it has something it's been something I've considered, so you have to bear with us there. The Original Being says, if you have the chance to pair the Doctor with a character from either children's literature / television, which one would you pick, and also which Doctor? I'd love to see our current Dr. Jodie Whittaker go up against, or go with someone from literature. I'm trying to think who I used to read, or who I enjoyed on the telly. Why not? Why not the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Eh? If they can meet the Power Rangers, they can certainly meet the Doctor. And 2, what was the first 18-rated movie you saw? Well, I don't like to count this, but it's technically the first. I was about 16, still underage, but I went to see with my friends Keith Lemon the movie. And it was terrible. I don't know why I saw it. I never watched Celebrity Juice, I probably just got roped into it, but that is an appalling film. The first 18 film I remember wanting to see and actually really enjoying it was probably something like Trainspotting 2. I know that sounds quite later on, but yeah, probably something like that. Dr. Floyd03 says, do you remember Transformers Armada? If so, did you own any of the DVDs? I remember it, never really watched it, and I don't have any of the DVDs. 2. Do you remember Nellie Nutt, one of the creepiest BBC shows on the planet? No, and I've never heard of that. You'll have to provide a link there because I've never heard of Nellie Nutt. Bailey the Whovian has a few. Hot or cold weather? Hot. Hot any day. 2. Please review Doctor Who Series 11 soundtrack. Doctor Who soundtracks, I mean, obviously I got the 5 Doctors for Christmas, a lovely gift on vinyl as well. But soundtracks isn't something I'd go out of my way to collect, especially for Doctor Who. The soundtracks are brilliant, you know, the Mary Gold stuff, the Sigourney Akinola, and Series 11 I really did enjoy the soundtrack, but I don't see myself picking it up anytime soon. Bernie Burnders says, would you make a poll to see if you could take time off working on your other series to work on a new brief history? Yeah, I've considered doing a poll for that, and I probably will in the weeks to come, but I have a lot of ideas sort of lined up, if that makes sense, for episodes of various things coming out, so I might make a poll on that, see if you guys want me to take a week's break to do a brief history, but we'll see. Chestnut Bloke says, in the last few weeks you've done the Sunday catch-up in 2 places you describe as home. Why do you have 2 homes, and are you at university? No, I'm not at university. 2 places I describe as home. Well, where I was raised is home, but I don't live there anymore. I live in my own new home, so that's why they're both described as home. Also, Easter Sunday falls on the 21st of April this year. Please can you name that week's Sunday catch-up the Easter Sunday catch-up? Probably will now with that information, so thanks for that. And plus, will you do another birthday Q&A? Well, my birthday actually falls on Sunday this year, so hopefully, all being well, you will have a birthday Q&A. Bob the UK Man says, did you make an account on Discord? Well, I didn't, but Wills the King made me an account on Discord, and if you look in the comments, he's actually left a link to said Discord, so thank you, Wills, for doing it. I'm not active on it yet. As I said, I have to find the right time to do it, and I just haven't yet, but I will get on there at some point. And finally, the big announcement, I guess, is have you heard Now 2 is being released on CD from Benny's Random? Yes, I heard this. I mean, it's incredible. Now 2? I mean, from all, you know, Now 1 was released on CD. It's been released on CD several times. Now 4 was released on CD way back when, and then they started getting regular with Now 8. So the fact now they're actually releasing Now 2, it could be for a variety of reasons. Maybe they will do Nows 2 to 8 to complete the set finally, or if you've seen Black Mirror Bandersnatch, Now 2 is a prominent feature of that, so maybe it's sort of a resurgence in popularity. Or, who knows, maybe Now 1 did really well on CD and now they're just testing the waters. You don't really know. So, but yeah, I think it's a great announcement. I may not pick it up necessarily. I own the original on vinyl, don't really have much reason to own the CD, but if you want to grab Now 2 on CD, your dreams have finally come true. And that is all your questions this week for the Sunday catch-up, so thank you very much for watching. As always, please keep supporting the channel. We've passed 3.3k, yes we have, so let's get racing to 3.4. Please do your best to watch all the videos on the channel, share them around, get them to new people, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already with notifications on so you know when things are uploaded. Have a fantastic week yourself. Please like, comment, share this video around, subscribe to the channel. You can donate to my Patreon if you like. And until the next one, I will see you guys next time.